the hill. So there's a hill at mile 18, 19, and that was the focus for the whole marathon, and for me anyway, to get over that. But the worst bit was trying to recover from that, actually, and rather than the hill, which I didn't actually think would be the issue. I thought the hill would be the issue. So
this was a new, in terms of expectation, then the hill was the bit where you struggled, but actually there was a different point.
There was a different point, so it was actually the sub post the hill where actually that's when I needed to dig deep and not stop. But my time slowed down dramatically then, so that was a bit of that was the biggest adversity there.
So what personal resources were you drawing on in that capacity?
Mental. Again, it was really all mental, and you I mean, you're physically drained at that point. And what I stuck to was a game plan. You know, remember you're eating. You know, it's hydration. It's I knew that I had a little bit more time in the bank, so I thought, well, you can recover, but you need to pick this back up again. It wasn't like you were...
So were you struggling, or were you just coping?
I would say... I was coping. I was coping. I found it tough, but I was still coping.
So the utility of the resources that you talked about previously, were you using them at that point in time?
Yes, because I had planned it out. So that was the kind of goal seek that we were talking about earlier, and I was talking. You know, your mind's talking to yourself, and obviously part of your mind's saying, you know, stop. But my other point, my mind, my resilience was saying, you can do this. Keep on going. Take a bit of a breather. You know, you can slow down, but you need to pick this back up again and start to eat again. So I was making sure, because at that point I was making sure I was hydrated.
So would you state that with therefore you were successful in overcoming it?
Yes. Okay. Because my pace picked up again, and actually,
So would you describe that being as the main challenge of the event then, in that capacity?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And you felt you were able to overcome that?
At the time, it was dealing with things mile by mile, to be honest. So it wasn't that I knew.
Were you specifically? Sorry, just on that. Were you specifically targeting each mile, though?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it was all about. So it got down to the goal seek. To be honest, that was it. And you know, I had my watch, and that was looking at my pace. So it was mile by mile at that point, and just knowing, right. So I thought, okay, I can recover, but you know, when I got to mile sort of 21, 22, I had to pick it up again.
So how much did it deplete your mental and physical strength and well-being at the end?
At the end, well, when I finished, I felt okay at the end.
Okay.
I felt actually, you know, because I picked up my pace, and I was actually near enough back to my normal running pace by kind of the last mile and a half.
Yeah.
And I guess the way that I work is I usually leave, on most things I do, a little bit to the end. I don't know how I'm going to cope with something. So I probably sometimes leave a little bit to the end, and I knew that there. So I actually was not struggling for the last mile or two.
Yeah.
Probably because I knew the end was there, and I knew what my body's capacity was. So I actually felt okay.
So how long did it take you to recover post the event, sort of physically and mentally?
I would say mentally I was fine. I didn't find it a struggle. Physically, I was okay as well. Okay. You know, it took me. I maybe had a week off running and then went back to running again. But yeah, I was sore, but I wasn't hobbling around. So I'd done my training. So, it didn't take me a long time.
So what factors did you draw on to recuperate on that basis?
I just rested, you know, I had a game plan. Exactly. So I had a game plan. So again, I planned it out. So I did a lot of research into the marathon before and after, and how long I should rest for. And I think they said 2 weeks. Yeah. And I did that. I stuck to, you know, it wasn't just one person, but I did a lot of reading about things. So,
so in your eyes, how did the event go?
It was successful.
Yeah. Okay. And what did you learn from completing it in terms of how you would approach another one?
So what I learned was I did the right things with the planning and the training, and and I learned from some of my training mistakes, and the eating was very important. And I learned you can get through things. That the thing is that actually, mile 21, 22, you're going to have these challenges, and it's you're going to dig deep, and you can overcome them, but you've got to have a plan. So and I think I would probably just. Sometimes you can't plan for these things. If that makes sense, you can't. I hadn't planned for it. I didn't realise that it was going to be. That was the bit that I was going to find tough. I didn't know. And if I was going to do another one, which I'd like to do, or other events, I would. I've got that experience, and I'd do the same again.
Okay. So that's what my last question.
Sorry, okay.
No, it's perfect. So yeah. So has that changed how you'd approach another endurance event in the
Absolutely.
future?
Yeah. So. I did a lot right, if that makes sense. So a lot of it was right, but that bit I learned that there are going to be unknowns that come up.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Second half of interview with 2R. How long have you been working?
19 years.
Okay, and what do you do professionally?
Fund manager.
Okay. Can you tell me about your role and what you like about it?
I manage property funds, real estate property funds, segregated mandates, invest in commercial property.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what achievement are you most proud of in your career to date?
Probably when I became a fund manager.
Okay. Do you set yourself specific goals in your career?
Yes.
Okay. And would you mind elaborating on one of those?
They can be from short-term goals to longer-term goals. So they've got to be achievable. And I guess some of the long-term goals might sometimes be unattainable, but yeah.
Okay. Do you plan for adverse events occurring in your career?
Yes.
And how do you do that?
I guess a plan because I probably never used to, but recently we've had a lot of change. So I think that has helped me adapt and I guess be prepared. Rather than plan for change, be prepared for change, I think. Okay.
So as I mentioned to you, this study is looking at the operationalisation of resilience, but in this context, a work environment. Would you say that you are resilient in a work context?
Yes.
Okay. Again, could you expand on that, please?
Again, this is more recently, but a number of challenges to do with different funds and being, I guess, from the top, from company takeovers and mergers, moving to different funds, and that's presented different challenges.
Okay.
One in particular was I was moved to a flagship fund and various challenges about taking that to London. So that was probably the biggest challenge I had to deal with, and probably not being supported throughout that. So,
okay. So picking up on that then, in terms of identification of adversity within the work capacity, can you tell me about an experience of a major work program or an event which you've been a part of where you have experienced adversity?
Yeah, that was the one. So I guess, being chosen to I guess by one company to be the fund manager for a fund, and then I guess the biggest challenge was then it was being moved to London for not performance reasons, just for so that was probably the biggest challenge.
So adversity was just the unknown around the change of it.
The unknown and lack of support, so things like that.
So did you struggle at all?
Did I struggle at all? I found it challenging.